Okay, today's video is going to be an unboxing video, but as we always do at first, I'm going to show what I'm carrying today. And I'm carrying this Bark River Little Creek LT, which means it's a thinner stock blade in A2 steel. And it has natural canvas micarta handles with brass pins. So this is going to age very nicely. As you can see, this is a user blade. You can see here there are some rub marks on here. The blade came back and it had these rub marks. I had a sheath made and the rub marks happened during that process. Not a big deal. I hope you can kind of catch that edge. I've polished this edge on a flex strop all the way down to the white compound, and it's very sharp. I also have, and you've seen this knife lots of times, this is my Strider SMF in the dual gunner grip hybrid, and you can see here there's the flame titanium. This is PSF 27 steel. You can see here that I have used it, and if you look at that edge, you can tell, I hope you can tell, that I have sharpened it some. Overall, I don't have enough use on this knife to form an opinion, so I'm gonna just hold off on forming an opinion. But these are the two blades I have on me today. So let's roll the intro. Alright, as I said, this video is an unboxing video. I hope the theme doesn't continue throughout the video, but if you can't tell, this is a box inside of a flat rate envelope. And this is from Blade HQ. I've torn off the rest of the information here, but I paid $6 and some change to have this shipped priority mail. It did come priority mail. However, as you can probably guess, it looks like they put a $7 priority box inside of a $5 priority envelope. So it got the job done, but I don't necessarily know how I feel about that. Just take that for what you want. I will open this up and we'll get to the package, which is the important part. And yep, there is a priority box in here, as you can see. And there is no label on here. I'm just gonna kind of pop these open. And a quick tip, if you are a person that ships a lot of packages, you can see here, it's important to tape these flaps, because if you don't tape these flaps, you can just pull out whatever's inside of this bag. So inside of this box, excuse me. So please, 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 if you ship things, and even if you don't want to pay for the insurance, tape over these flaps, because these flaps are an easy way for you to get your package stolen or tampered with. So as usual, throw that off to the side. There's no label on this either. I'm gonna grab my Bark River Little Creek. Oops, give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, well that wasn't planned. It got hung up on the back part here, this ricasso, but you can see it is sharp. I'll cut this other part so you can see how sharp it is. Let's see. It is sharp, so it's not the sharpness of the knife, it's just the fact that it's snagged. Now, you can tell this is a Spyderco, and you can see here it is the Slysz. The Slysz is my understanding of how it's pronounced, the Slysz Bowie. So I wanted to pick this knife up. Apparently it was discontinued this past week. Well, maybe the week before, but I kind of kicked it around. I've been wanting to pick up Sabenza. However, with this, me seeing that this was going to be discontinued, I figured that it would be best for me to go ahead and purchase one of these, and then I could always pick up a Spyderco later on. So I'll get into some of my philosophies on buying a little bit later. But that's for a different video. So as you can see, it comes packaged as usual. I'm gonna pull all this stuff out the way because I don't want anything to interfere with the focus. So you can see it's a little bit oily, but it is a fully contoured titanium scale here with a reversible pocket clip. There is a fully contoured and also greasy titanium scale on this side with a wire pocket clip. I already knew getting this knife, this is going to be one of the 2 functional complaints that I have. I do not care for wire pocket clips, and on top of that, my understanding, and I could see how that is plausible, the way the pocket clip is made and the way where this cutout is located, this tends to bind up in your pocket. That'll remain to be seen. As you can tell, I just pulled this out of the box, so I cannot comment on that with my own personal usage, but that's what I've read. This backspacer here is my other complaint. This knife, if you all are not familiar, is a knife that runs pretty routinely at $300 MSRP, and it's made in Taiwan. I won't try to claim that I'm a business person, but a knife that's been compared with this knife a lot, the Chris Reeves Spyderco, is a USA made knife, and it is full titanium S35VN steel, and that knife is in the $400 range. This knife is made in Taiwan, and it is in the $300 range, and it comes with this G10 backspacer. I would almost rather steel standoffs than this, but that might be a personal preference, but just my opinion. As I was talking with my friend Jordan today, this is really a shame because this backspacer is not necessarily a piece of junk that was just thrown in as an afterthought. If you've seen this knife taken apart, the edges, well, you can kind of see there. Let's see. The edges of this backspacer have actually been chamfered, and it's just a hair proud of these scales. So there's been a lot of machine work put into this knife and the backspacer to make it work together. I just wish that if it wasn't going to be standoffs, I almost wish it was maybe an aluminum backspacer or a titanium backspacer, something that was metal. Those off the bat, I knew were going to be 2 gripes I had before I even put my hands on the knife. Now that we were 6 minutes into the video, let's go ahead and look at the actual blade of the knife. You can see here, the stone washing is very fine, very reflective. It's very even. You can see the maker mark here. And as I said, I'm not going to try to even pronounce his first name because I butcher his last name enough. This is Slysz's maker's mark. You can see here the Taiwan Taichung Spyderco. The blade is made out of CTS XHP. This is a frame lock knife. You can see that the lockup looks to be about 50%. I'm going to disengage the lock. There was no stick. It feels a little bit gritty. My lighting is a little bit weird here. The centering looks pretty much right on. I did in my notes, I did ask for a knife that had good fit and finish. Overall, I'm happy with the knife. The little bit I've held it, it does flick right out, and this is straight out of the box, as you can tell. It does not necessarily drop free right out of the box, but it does flick out easily. I have extra large hands. My hand is 4 inches from this side to this side. You can see this fills my hand up nicely. It's very comfortable. I know a lot of people will do a whole bunch of grips like reverse grip. I guess it works fine for that. I'm not really going to use this knife to stab anything like this. It works well. It feels good in a pinch grip like this. If you were trying to maybe do a circular cut or scrape something, it feels good in the normal grip with your finger up here on the jimping. The jimping's not too aggressive. The spine is crowned. As I said, lockup appears to be right around 40-50%. It doesn't drop free, but it does feel smooth enough. There's no lock stick on the blade. The blade lockup, there's no lock stick. It does feel like after that initial opening, it feels better. It does fling right out. Good medium-sized knife. And that's one thing. I've had lots of Sabenzas. I do not currently have one, so I'm not going to compare this directly to a Sabenza. But this knife is kind of in between a large and a small Sabenza, and I know a lot of people, including myself, want a knife in this size category because the small is a little bit too small and the large is a little bit too large, depending on where you're going to use the knife. This knife falls right in the middle. It's not really that big. It's not really that small. I don't know. Let's see what else we can talk about. The edge feels sharp all the way down to the tip. The tip is pretty fine. The tip is pointy. It does feel like it could pierce. Overall, I don't know if this knife is a $300 knife, and that might play into the reason why it's being discontinued. However, I do feel like this is a good quality knife that is worth checking out. I'll have to see. Obviously, coming up on Thanksgiving, hopefully most people will have some time off, so I have plenty of time to put this knife in my pocket, carry it around, use it on a few different things, check it out and see what it's all about. I'll follow up with a more in-depth review. This is kind of just my initial opinions, and like I said, I don't really have anything negative to say off the bat. You can see just that quick, just on camera, well, at least at one time, it was about to drop free. Well, it's dropping a little bit, so it probably will drop free pretty soon. The action is pretty smooth. It flicks right out. There's no lock stick. My only complaints, and I knew this from the beginning before I bought the knife, this clip, I don't like wire clips, and this backspacer here, even though it's not something I feel like they threw in as an afterthought and something to cut corners because of the chamfering and because of the way it's made to be slightly proud to the handles, I just feel like if you're going to ask for $300 in a non-American made knife, I think you could have done something a little bit better on a knife like this, even if it was only steel standoffs on the knife. I think that would have been better to me, in my opinion. Please let me know if there's anything I missed in the video down in the comments. As I said, I'll follow up with a more thorough review after I've had some time to use it. Let's see. One last thing I just thought about. Let's check the detent. So you can hear it there. It did suck it in a little bit. It's not a super firm detent, but it's firm enough. It doesn't, the knife won't shake loose even if I'm not holding the lock bar. So overall, like I said, it's a very nice knife. I just don't know if it's a $300 knife, and only time will tell that. And as I said, I think that might be part of the reason why it's going to be discontinued, or it is discontinued. If you're seeing this video and you like the knife and you're kind of on the fence, I would go ahead and buy one, because there are lots of places that had these last week that don't have them this week. I know that GP Knives just recently got into shipment. I would have definitely bought this knife from GP Knives if I would have known they were getting some in. This did come from Blade HQ, as I said, and as you can see, they shipped me this knife. I paid $6 and some change for the knife to be shipped priority, which is roughly the discounted cost of shipping in a box, which it did come in a box, but it came in a box inside of a flat rate envelope. So a little bit interesting. Just something to think about. Overall, like I said, the knife is very nice. The lock bar tension is not too little. It's not too much. That's one thing. Like I have a Emerson CQC 12 HD, and I feel like the lock bar tension is too light. This is just right in the middle. It's pretty good. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for subscribing. We're at 400 subscribers. I appreciate all the support, the comments. If I don't get right back to you, trust me, if I don't respond, it's because I did not see the comment. As soon as I see it, I will get back to you. Thank you, and I hope to catch you in the next video.